All right. So, we're going to lay everything out. We want to go to Adobe InDesign. You find that in your Start menu. You should be able to go up. Sorry. Start menu. All programs. And this should be in your Adobe Design Premium. Click on that one. Bunch of Adobe programs, including Photoshop, Flash. We want InDesign. All right. Spelled INDESIGN. InDesign. All right. It's a purple one. This will load up for us. InDesign is a great layout software. All right. It handles a bunch of images. We can lay it, move things out. It's practically like you cut pieces of paper out and you're making a poster board. You can move things around. That's what InDesign does. Very, very nice. So it pulls up this window. We just want to click on New Document. If you didn't see that, New Document. For all intents and purposes for this Notepad project, you can leave everything the same here. 8.5 by 11. My margins is 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch. Just click OK. It brings up my page. The black is the page. Where my zeros are here, it goes out to 8.5. Down to 11. This like pink purple line is my margin. If we want to zoom in a little bit, my magnifying glass to zoom, I can zoom in. And that's what we want to do because we want to see the ruler in a better format. Now sometimes the rulers aren't necessarily in inches. They may be in points, picas, that type of stuff. If these are not in inches, all you do is right click on the ruler and change it to inches. Alright, on both sides. For the Notepad assignment, we're using a 1/4 sheet of paper. So we're halving the length and we're halving the width. All right, we're halving the length and halving the width. An easy way to do that, instead of eyeballing it all the time, if I click on my black selection arrow tool again, I can click in my ruler. If I click and I'm holding down, I drag out what is known as a ruler guide or a blue line. 1/2 of 8.5 is 4 1/4. I'm just going to let it go here at 4 1/4. These lines do not print, but it gives me a reference of where I need to go. I'm up top here in this ruler. I click and hold down, and I take it down to 5.5. My first notepad is going to fit in here. All right. These are the dimensions of our notepad. What you also may want to do, you do not have to, but we don't want to go right up to the edge because we have a margin up here. We also want to include a margin down below. So I'm just going to drag it and go up 1/4 of an inch. That'll give me a little bit of margin. So if I'm off just a little bit, we really shouldn't notice. All right, on that one and on this side. So as long as I keep everything inside of here, I'm okay. Now what we want to do, if we need to type our quote or type our text that we have, on the tools on the left side, there's a letter T. That is for a text box. All right. I'm just going to click and make a box. I'm just going to type Phillies. All right. I'm going to make it a little bigger back so you guys in the back might be able to see. Right, here's my Phillies. Here's where I change the font, so where I want it laid out to be. All right. I click here. Find a font that I like. If I want it to be bold, if right underneath here is where that could be bold. Yellow Jacket does not have a bold option. Let me zoom up here. There's where you can go bold if you want to. All right, but Yellow Jacket, like I said, doesn't have a bold option. Whoops, that was Yellow Belly. Yellow Jacket. If you want to do centering or whatever else, I'm just going to click on the Paragraph tab. If that is not showing, you just go to Window, type in Tables, and Paragraph. Alright, but that should show up here on this right side. This is where I can center that. If you want to move it around, just click on the black arrow. You can move this wherever you need to move it. That's that. To put an image in InDesign, I go File, Place. All right, File, Place. Very, very important. It's not copy and paste. It's not file new. In InDesign, you have to place images there. So file place. It'll open up a window just like we're opening up a document or open up something. I click on what I want to place and click on open. Notice I move my cursor around. It moves with it. It's not placed on my document yet. Right? Once I click, then it places it. Right? So here it is. It's huge. We have to shrink it down. Also in InDesign, we can't just take a corner and do that because it ends up cropping it. Alright, it ends up just cropping it. We got to make sure we're resizing it. So I'm going to open it back up. Oops. To resize it, we have to hit two buttons. Our control button and our shift button. Alright, control and shift. And I click from a corner. And I can resize it from the corner, but I have to hold control and shift. Now, I might not want all this stuff on the bottom. That's when I'm not going to click anything. Except for the bottom, I'm not going to hold control or shift. And there you go, I just cropped that out. And again, it's a notepad, so I just want something in the corner. Okay? And I place it in the corner. Here's my first notepad. If you want lines, here's my line tool here. Draw a line. If you want it to be straight, which you probably do, if you hold the shift button, it automatically snaps it to the straight point. Alright. If you want a thicker line, which you probably do want, the stroke command, alright, we'll pull out this palette, or it's up here as well. So I'm just going to increase it to 3 to make it a little thicker. And here I can just copy and paste these as needed in this area. I'm just going to shrink it down here. Something on these lines, how you lay out one notepad. You will actually be printing, I'm going to say this. Yeah, you'll be actually printing 2 notepads. If you want 2 of the exact same thing, all I did right there was draw a selection of box around everything. I'm going to copy, I'm going to paste it. And make 2 copies. That's fine. If you want to do something different, that is fine as well. Just do a whole brand new, different notepad on this side. Alright, you're going to make in 2 notepads. Can be the same. It could be 2 different ones. It's totally up to you. It's totally up to you.